Kaspa is looking good again. It'll get listed on Kraken, and KRC20 is tradable on a DEX. So let's see what this is all about and where this could take us. It's time for another update about Kaspa on this channel. It's been a bit, so let's see. As I've just teased you, Kraken will finally list Kaspa. And it's just a matter of 1 or 2 days at the time of recording. As you can see here, November 19th, 14 o'clock UTC. This is an official post by Kraken. They say, when Kas, you ask 1 million times. So now they finally do it. Also, as I've posted here on my X account, philprince_11, the wait is over for Kaspa. Kraken listing a token is usually kind of big because they are way more selective than other exchanges. And that is actually quite something. There are way less tokens in total on Kraken compared to Binance, Bybit, and all the other big centralized exchanges. So for one, this will hopefully mean a new influx of people. They're now finally able to buy Kaspa over their favorite exchange. And this is actually quite a big thing for many people. So I suppose there's actually a good chunk of people that didn't buy Kaspa before because they simply weren't able to do so using their favorite or only exchange. And this is actually exactly what we need in this phase of the bull market for Kaspa, because as we've seen over the last months, pretty much Kaspa has been going sideways only, and we're still here in the mid-range. With other tokens already breaking all-time highs, we're still seeing Kaspa charging for this attempt. Also, as you can see here, it was a little bit of a shock for many Kaspians that we've lost this lower curve here. So as you can see, we've had all of these beautiful touch points, but then we've basically lost the curve here, but are in the process of reclaiming it. And if we forget about the curve for a bit, you can see that this is a perfect range on the upper end as well as on the lower end. Also, as you can see here with my indicator, we are in the process of reclaiming these very important support zones and as well this strong moving average, which is very bullish. And as soon as we break this here, we will fly to all-time highs. And as soon as alt season is getting started, as soon as capital will rotate out of Bitcoin more into the altcoins, then we will see fireworks, in my personal opinion. So as I've just said, I think it'll be very important to have a new influx of fresh capital through exchange listings, through people getting aware of Kaspa even more, especially new retailers coming in. And still, retail is not really here yet. For one, because this cycle is mostly smart money driven, but also because retail is simply not really aware of what crypto is doing. So Bitcoin getting over 90,000 US dollars is kind of a big thing, but I don't feel that retail cares. And I think that this point in time will be when Bitcoin hits or cracks the $100,000 mark. Now, apart from exchange listings, retail coming into the market again, we've seen, especially for Kaspa, one big thing happening in this period of time here, and this was the creation of KRC20 tokens, meaning Kasplex, the layer that sits on top of the actual Kaspa network and allows for the creation of tokens, mostly, or at this point, only meme coins. And strategically, this is a great move because meme coins are the big thing of this cycle. Simply spoken. Some call them meme coins 2.0, culture coins, whatever you want to call them. They are the new NFTs, if you will, and this will attract capital. And if new people start to rotate into crypto, they of course will first buy meme coins on Solana, maybe on Base, maybe on Avalanche, whatever. But hopefully for Kaspa, they will also explore the KRC20 meme coins. And that will mean a real influx of new capital and could really get things going for Kaspa. Because at this point in time, the capital that went into KRC20 tokens, went into these meme coins, is mostly people from the Kaspa community looking to get even more Kaspa. And quite frankly, I think that this dump here is due to that. So people were selling Kaspa, buying KRC20 tokens, and at some point maybe rotated back into Kaspa, or actually are still holding them, especially the big ones. They had great returns like Nacho, for example. So as you can see, in my opinion, it's all about fresh capital for Kaspa. Also, it's getting pretty easy nowadays to buy KRC20 tokens. Back then, you've had to use like a Kaspa wallet and or a Telegram bot and so on and so forth. But now with change, they've actually built something that is way more easy to use from a perspective of user experience. And that is pretty much the usual DeFi style DEX. So here we have multiple liquidity pools. And if you don't know how these work, it's actually quite easy to explain. Basically, with a centralized exchange, you have market makers that provide the liquidity for users to trade, for traders to trade these tokens on the exchanges. But in the case of a decentralized exchange, you obviously don't have specified centralized firms that provide liquidity. So the alternative is to have liquidity pools where users are able to provide capital. And that is always a 50-50 split of capital. Here, for example, we have GOAT, and the trading pair is coupled to CUSDT. This is the specified USDT of the change DEX. And as you can see, this is the whole capital locked in this liquidity pool from multiple users, the balance of CUSDT and the balance of GOAT. And basically everyone is able to add liquidity. If you click on add, you will be able to add whatever you want to add here. And as you can see, it automatically calculates how much GOAT you need to add to the pool as well, because as I've said, it's a 50-50 split. And then these are on the waiting list. The ones trading live, as you can see, you're able to trade them. Now you might ask, what's in it for the people that add liquidity to the liquidity pool? Well, there's obviously an incentive, and that is a yearly return ratio. And these are normally quite high. So here, for example, for the CUSDT Nacho pair, this is a return ratio of 201.04% annualized. That is the important thing. So if we hover over here, you can see this is based on the 24 hours fees return, the current 24 hours fees return. So this number here can decrease and increase over the course of the year. Normally it will decrease. So you're also able to deduct your liquidity from this liquidity pool at any time during the next year, so you're not locked. Long story short, this way Change is able to make KRC20 tokens easily tradable over this web interface. So if we go over here and click on trade, you'll be able to simply swap CUSDT Tether over the Kaspa network to the KRC20 token and vice versa. What's also cool here, they are launching a launchpad. This is quite new. So now it's actually possible to get into KRC20 token pre-sales directly over Change. And as you can see, it's just in the whitelist phase. Then there will be the token pre-sale, liquidity setup distribution, and then the actual trading will be starting. So why am I showing this to you? Well, in my opinion, as I've already teased you, this is one of the possible reasons for new people to join Kaspa. Now the question is, where could all of this possibly take us at the end of this bull cycle? Well, I've talked about this multiple times, but let's elaborate with our current data set. So currently we're sitting at pretty much $0.15. And in my opinion, it is definitely possible that we will touch the upper curve here at the end of the cycle, which obviously now depends on when the cycle could end. I've talked about this. I think that the end of Q1, meaning March, is a possibility for the cycle either ending or the first big top. And this here would take us to around $1.80. And I think this is actually a quite bullish target. I would target a flat dollar on the lower end and $1.80 at the upper end. So basically this range here is my target range for Kaspa. And from the current prices, let's measure this out real quick. This would mean pretty much a, well, let's say a 7x to around 12x. Now, what's very important, as always, to look at is the market capitalization as well, because this shows us if these price targets are actually likely or if they are simply bullshit. So the market cap of Kaspa right now is sitting at approximately $3.7 billion. And a 7x would mean around $259 billion, and a 12x would mean around $444 billion. And if we take a look at the market cap of our biggest currencies here, meaning Bitcoin and Ethereum, obviously, this would actually mean for the 12x that we would dethrone Ethereum at the current valuation. Of course, Ethereum would also do like a 3x maybe during this time. I think actually the 7x is way more likely at this point. So even that would dethrone Tether at its current valuation. So therefore, I would actually say $1.80. This is definitely an optimistic price target, judging by the current market caps. If we actually see a extremely full-blown alt season where meme coins, these culture coins, do valuations that nobody could have dreamed of, then yes, obviously, also because we have KRC20 meme coins, we could definitely hit that, but only in that case. So if we have the power through retail, of course, then yes, this might be possible. Otherwise, I would rather look at this range here below, meaning $1 plus. And obviously I'm open for discussion here, so do let me know what you think about that down in the comment section, because I'm very sure that a lot of people do have complaints about that. Many people think that Kaspa will do a minimum of $3. So let's see what you guys think about that. Obviously, so you can stay ahead of the curve, do subscribe now if you haven't already. It's a big mistake not to do so. You're missing out on a lot of alpha here. Also, of course, the best place for discussions about everything, there's a dedicated Kaspa channel as well, is my Telegram group. The link is down below in the description. Just join, it's free. Until next time, goodbye.